coming to you from Studio 77, deep in the heart of Dixie, Gastonia, North Carolina. Your Bourbon and Badges podcast, the podcast, Bourbon and Badges. I'm Buck.
That was cool. That was a blast from the past, huh?
Yeah, old Buck, man, co-founder.
Yeah.
On the original 3 of Bourbon and Badges, the podcast.
Reaching out from the heavens.
Yes, sir.
Do the intro. Season what? 7?
Season 7, episode 5.
5.
Yeah, I think Buck was with us. I know the first 2, maybe first 3.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lost his life in that motorcycle accident. If you're new to the podcast, don't happen. But yeah, Buck was one of the original cast.
Yeah.
Is that getting close to the anniversary?
Oh, it's in June.
June, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I remember what happened, but I actually never met Buck. I heard of him, heard your stuff.
June or July? You talking about the anniversary of his death?
The accident, well, since I was on it, I remember very well. The accident was in June. He made it and lasted till July.
Yeah. Yeah, God bless him.
Yep.
I tell you, it was excellent. When I first started looking for podcast members, start this podcast to really try and find some diverse personalities.
Right.
And Buck's probably the most level-headed, very intelligent, brought a lot to the podcast. And he was probably the most liberal conservative that I've met.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, he was
liberal conservative. Yeah.
He brought a lot to the podcast, other than an expensive bottle of whiskey.
Yeah,
that's something he never brought to the podcast.
One cheap drinking son of a bitch. Oh yeah,
that's
he drinks
true.
shit out of a boot. He don't give a shit. He'd be great rugby.
He's up there right now. He
drinks shit out of a boot. Yeah, like right. Yeah,
It's that mountain in him.
Yeah, what we used to do, we had a podcast. For the new listeners, we used to have a actual studio we all met at, and each week there's 3 of us. So every third week, your responsibility to bring a bottle of whiskey, and
you'd all share the same bottle.
Yeah, and we talk about it. We'd rate it. Yeah, share the same bottle. It was really cool.
That's pretty cool shit.
Yeah, it was really good. It's a lot easier to talk to when you're sitting there looking at somebody right across the table, as opposed to Alabama, Gastonia, up here in the mountains.
Yeah,
we get a diverse.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
But he would bring the most cheap. His turn to bring. He'd bring a $6 bottle of whiskey, a fifth of whiskey.
Yeah. Oh,
but he introduced the Old Crow, man. He introduced that, man. That's a daily drink for us.
I've never tried that. I have to try that.
Yeah, I've discovered that money's not always the key to a good bourbon.
Oh yeah, Benchmark is great.
Yeah. I've tasted some very expensive bourbons because I got a couple buddies who got some cash laying around, and I've had shots of different things that were.
Oh yeah, and
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Everything we've done in the podcast, in the actual the studio, we rated them, and it's listed here what the rating was, who was on the podcast, that sort of thing. We could look back and see exactly what rated it and what was.
Oh, nice.
I hate that I didn't keep that up when we went to up here in the mountains.
Yeah.
But anyway, who we're missing, man? We're missing somebody.
Hound Dog.
Listen, I think we need to have our 12 fans chip in and have him buy a new computer. Because his computer's never. Listen, it's either the computer, it's the beach, it's the I don't know, it's his internet. I'm not sure what it is, but he's got issues all the time with that. With that computer,
I thought I was the one with.
No, you've come a long way. You're like a pro now, Doug.
Well, think about Hound Dog and his computer. When you look at that great big old white monitor box.
yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, it looks like a television.
Hey, he's still recovering from the snowstorm.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's got some. I think it might not be. It might be his just internet and the connection or whatever.
Well, doesn't he live back in the woods a little bit, baby? If I'm not mistaken.
I've never been to his house.
He's in a subdivision, but the backside subdivision is undeveloped.
Okay. I think he's in a subdivision. He's a cul-de-sac, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, and he's got wooded back because he's got deer coming through there all the time. Remember? Showed us those pictures.
Just if we can get internet in Alabama, he can get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here to tell you, man. If I get out up here in the mountains, thankful, Musk. It's just he's on doing it right.
You still Starlinking it?
Oh yeah, probably for the next year.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
So he's taking care of us. Hey, I'd like to give another shout out too, man. Simply Safe. I have their burglar alarm here in the house, and they have granted me like 6 months of no payment because I can't use. I'm telling the bad guys, I can't use the camera stuff because I can't connect to the internet.
Oh wow!
So they're waiving all my fees until I get everything back up
Don't
running.
tell them that because we've seen you shoot.
Yeah.
Or I have. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
Anyway,
yeah,
Hound
so
Dog, we're
allowed
gonna
to
miss
keep
you tonight,
carrying
buddy.
Yeah, Hound Dog. Yeah, not miss you, buddy. So we'll have, the show must go on. You know how they say, guys. Show must
Oh,
go
yeah.
on.
But
Our
Slow
fans
did
are-
at
our
least get
fans
to
are
keep
looking for
carrying
this.
his pistol.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So we'll tell how much you contribute if this show has better ratings or not.
Yeah, we can compare it when he's on and when he's not. We might have to axe him altogether. We don't know, folks. What can
Yeah.
we
You know, the problem is what he's not telling is really the turtles. He's having some kind of.
I wonder how the turtles do in the wintertime. Are they still out there running around, or are they all shelled up
Oh,
somewhere?
hey, they're washed up on the beach because the cold will snap. They can't handle the cold snap, and they just go almost dormant. And of course, they breathe oxygen, so they're fine. They wash them on the beach, and they almost look like they're dead.
Kind of like a
shit.
bear sort of sit on.
Yeah,
but
they
they
took
don't-
I don't know if it's there, Myrtle Beach or Calabash where he's at, but on the coast, they had to take like 125 turtles into some sanctuary to get them warm and get them
And they didn't tell him.
lethargic.
though.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you think. What did they do back in the day when there were no people to take them into the sanctuary
left
and they had a
them
cold
the-
snap?
they
fucking
left them
made.
the fuck
They survived anyway. Like they can do this by themselves. They've
Well, there's only
around
like
longer
4
than we
billion
have.
of them, so
I know.
we know none of us are turtleologists though, so we don't know. But
Yeah,
we're
I
just
was
guessing.
thinking. I was thinking
They've
if they're
been here since
comatose.
creation, so they
Yeah.
figured it out.
I was
So if
thinking
they-
if they're comatose on the beach, the birds would have a damn buffet. Come down
Well,
there.
if you're a turtleologist, write in the comments. Let us know what you think about the.
Yeah, I think the
What's going on
first
with the
comment
turtles?
will be: "There's no such thing as a turtleologist. They're just the fucking turtle guy." But
Now, Hound Dog is. He really is. He just don't want to admit
we'll
it.
have to see about turtleologist.
He just don't. He just don't want to admit it.
Just add
Not to be
ologist on
confused with a
anything.
turdologist. It's
Yeah.
totally different.
or a bourbonologist.
Oh, that's what we are.
Of course. Yeah.
That's just a drunk.
Well, what a nice segue. What are we drinking?
Oh my goodness. Well, hang on a second. Let me tell people, give me a little taste
No,
of what we're doing
am I
today.
getting too far ahead? I'm
How about
sorry.
that? Yeah. Mr.
I'm
Producer.
excited, man. I got all kind of notes and everything. Look at this.
Yeah, you're excited because there's only 3 heads on this damn screen.
Oh, yeah.
Your heads
Well,
are-
3 and
Hey, look, I'm representing.
Oh, I see
3 and
that.
a half.
Canine. Yeah. Canine unit.
3.5
Nice.
foreheads.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to talk a little about last week. Remember, Hound Dog mentioned the bounty hunting in Mississippi. That was legislature put forward where they wanted to have bounty hunters going after some of the illegal aliens to help out with the deportations. And, well, it looks like it got shot down in the legislature. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Do we all remember Luigi? Do we know the name Luigi? The guy who shot the CEO of the drug company in New York City, execution style, right up behind him. Do we remember Luigi?
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently he's got a big fan base, remember? Because he's handsome and everything like that. And people were like saying all these positive things about this guy who just murdered somebody in the damn street. Well, he's got over 300,000 from fans for his legal defense. So
Yeah,
people-
okay. Good for his
people send
attorney.
him money.
Kind of a segue off of that, Rod.
Yeah.
We'll get into it later, but since that happened, we have
Yeah.
had numerous patients at the hospital, New York Security Hospital, right, who have called in making comments kind of segueing off of that. That they understood why he got killed and that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We haven't
'Cause
had
you
any major incidents like, anything actually happened, but people popping off in the mouth.
Yeah,
kind of
because
thing.
you work security at the hospital, if our folks don't know.
Yeah. So
That's kind of your gig now.
for a while.
We also got a New Jersey driver, listen to this, folks, awarded $13 million after state troopers mistakenly believed she was drunk, although she was having a stroke. So that's a little confusing. I guess she was like wigging out, and they thought she was drunk and took her to jail. I don't know, a stroke is a pretty...
CVA, cerebral vascular accident is what it's called.
Yeah, but if you see somebody have a stroke, usually it's pretty identifiable.
And
I've seen it.
Well, he found her on the side of the road, like in the car.
Yeah.
Although,
Beautiful.
from time to time, each of us look like we had strokes on here. Those gummy bears last week about gave
Yeah,
me
those
one.
gummy bears. You were comatose. I don't know about stroking, but you were comatose. We also got a story about Blue City Sergeants. You know what a Blue City is, guys? It's a Democrat-run city. If it was a red city, it'd be a conservative-run city. So Blue City police sergeants, this is what it says, being paid less than their subordinates in the red cities, and they say it's because billions are going to migrants. Don't know. We're going to look into that a little bit because I saw something like that. We're going to talk about that. And then the last one's a Stand Your Ground case in Alabama, Adobe's neck of the woods. Stand Your Ground, folks, means you do not have to retreat. You do not have to run away from danger. You're allowed to confront it and or kill it if the right circumstances are present. So that's what's going to be on the show. If you like it, great. If you don't, turn us off. Well, don't turn us off.
Easy.
Hey,
Just leave the room. Just leave us on, but leave the room.
Yeah, leave it running because we get clicks, and stuff. But so what are we drinking, guys? Yeah.
Go ahead, Double D. You go first.
This might be a little lengthy because it's kind of cool. This is a Service to America salute to military working dogs.
Oh, cool.
Tell us you didn't just start drinking that bottle today.
Thing looks like it's got dust on it.
So, yeah, so Dobie's holding up his bottle, and it is a third full or 2/3 empty.
It's got a couple of
It's a fifth of liquor.
in it. It's got a dog on it, though. It looks cool. Let me see that. Let me see the label again, Doe. It's got a German Shepherd on it. Service to America War Dogs Edition. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
this company is Heritage Distillery. It's out of I believe it's Oregon or Washington, and they make a lot of different military commemorative bottles. And they make Iwo Jima. They make just a lot of them. Look them up. It's really cool. And for what you're getting, and some of this goes to organizations that support veterans and police working dogs. I mean, military working dogs, etc. Mm-hmm. So some of it's going to somebody else too. But it's $95. So
well, now are those limited edition bottles,
no,
or
they are not limited? You can just go order one, and they will send it to your house. You just have to have somebody 21 years of age to sign for it. It gets delivered UPS. Other than that, you can send it to your house, and they've got a lot of those. Look it up, but they've got a lot of things. But I'll read you. It's really good. I was pleased with it, not just because of what
it looks like. It's good. It's almost gone.
So here's the mash bill is 78% corn, 12% rye, 10% barley, fermented and distilled for 5 years. Now, here's the kind of cool thing about it. It says distilled for 5 years, but in parentheses it says 35 dog years.
On the bottle.
Yeah, on
That's
the bottle.
Cool. Yeah.
So, and this is another interesting stuff about it too. It's 49.3 ABV, alcohol by volume, which makes it a 98.6 proof. The internal body temperature of the human body reflects the many human lives saved by war dogs during World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and global war on terror.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it also, there's a little, can't start to see, but there's a paw print on the back of it. That paw print was actually from a military working dog. His name is Ducko. You see it or not? He's a Dutch Shepherd.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Dog that was in Afghanistan, the war in 2012 to 2017. That's his paw print.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, and it tells all his history and all that kind of stuff. He fell from his handler fell from a helicopter. Only 5 years, but anyway, yeah, he retired from active duty after falling from a helicopter. But the notes are aromas of vanilla, colored golden amber, tasting notes warm note, aromas of vanilla, honey, caramel, and oak. Taste is smooth, warm, full of caramel, cinnamon, nutmeg, finishing with slight oaky sweetness and peppery spice. I'd say they're pretty spot on that. It's very good. Gets a little hot, not bad, but gets really good. And I'm finding that I tend to lean more towards the real higher corn ones. I tend to lean towards that. So it's good. I'd give it 8.5.
Oh, there you go. Good deal.
Oh, good deal. Daily drinker.
Just try to know it about all the time, but it's what your money's going for. But look them up. Heritage Distillery. There's some that are a little cheaper, some a little more. But it's just depending. You can get a set. There's one that's a set from Iwo Jima and somewhere else. Paratroopers, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty neat little find.
And in order to be a daily drink, it's got to be a 7 or higher on our scale of 1 to 10. 1, it's really, really bad. 10, it's excellent. And that includes price, taste, notes, everything. So, good deal, man.
Definitely a daily drinker.
Yeah,
okay. What about you, Slow Ride?
I tell you, I'm in the ABC store here in Grassy Creek, and I am looking around. If anybody familiar with Whistle Pig does rye whiskey. That's what they do. And I got to looking there, I seen that they actually put out a wheated bourbon. I'm talking to the system manager. He says, "Oh, even better, they put out a bourbon. They put out wheated whiskey, so it's not bourbon." Yeah, so it's I'm gonna hold the bottle up for our listener side of it. It's Whistle Pig Piggyback 100 proof bourbon whiskey. It's a good looking bottle.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, age 6 years. Hell yeah, good looking bottle, man.
Yeah, and if you look, it's through what you can see where they embossed the whistle pig, the WP on the back. You can
Right.
see through,
Yep.
you can see
I
through
see
the
it right
bottle.
Yep.
But holding true to their nature, it's aged 6 years, and it is 51% corn, 49% rye. So it's a very high rye.
Holy shit.
Well,
Free
right.
podcast pour, yeah, it is. I don't taste any of the bourbon at all. All I'm getting is this just total 1% raw off of it. It's supposed to be on the nose, caramel and oak. You do pick up a little of the caramel, a little bit of the vanilla, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor is maple vanilla. Is what you're supposed to be picking up on the tasting end of it. Then herbal tea and honey is on the finish. I'm not getting any of that.
Okay.
I'm just getting straight up rye.
Straight up rye. There you go. What's the price point on that?
Price point's about $45. That's definitely a rye. Big burn on the back end. Finishes dry. As far as a rye goes, I guess the bourbon kind of tones it down a little bit for me, but I'm not a rye fan.
Mm-hmm. Buck,
of all people, was just done our intro. He's big rye. So tribute to Buck. He certainly thinks a daily drinker. He wouldn't pay $45 for it, but he'd drink if we bought it.
Yeah.
But
Cool,
yeah, it's
right.
not a daily drink for me. I'd give it probably a 5. So it's a high rye.
All right. And I'm going to do a little
Angels.
Angel's Envy.
I
Angel's
like
Envy.
that. I've had that.
Okay. It's got some wings on the back of the bottle, too, which is kind of cool. Like an angel wings. I don't know if you can see them, guys, or not, but see them kind of in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's got a
Yeah, all
cool
three
bottle.
good-looking bottles we got this time. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a rye drinker, but I'm going to drink it. I bought it. I'm gonna,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Not gonna
Well,
waste it.
Angel's Envy's got it's distilled up there in Angel's Envy distillery, Louisville, Kentucky. It's got 86.6 proof, so it's a decent little bite there. Mash bill 72 corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. So it's kind of good, middle of the road,
oh, yeah.
Price point's about $50. Some of the notes, just so I mentioned, since I got to pull it up here. On the nose, you're going to get honey, toffee, vanilla, toasted oak, pepper, allspice, rye spice. You're going to get that kind of smell that slows tasting a little bit. Brown sugar, toasted on the palate. Brown sugar, toasted oak, a bit of smoke, light fruits, citrus pepper, rye, and spice.
Did it leave anything out?
I know. And the finish, medium finish that leaves you with a bit of oak and smoky finish with a lingering pepper spice. So, as you can see, they mentioned spice all the way through. That's because of that rye. But again, this is only 18% rye, but you still get a little bit of it. So I can't imagine 40-something% rye slow. That must
Yeah,
be
and just to, and we talked about this before on the podcast, to just let people know, you have a rye whiskey, and then you have whiskey that has rye in it. A rye whiskey is 100% rye. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. And people confuse that with a high rye. High rye is when the rye is the second in the grain bill, the second grain in the grain bill, which is like this one, 49% rye. So,
second highest or second in the grain?
the
second
second in the
mentioned.
grain bill.
Second mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, the second highest. First one, like this one's 51% corn.
Right.
So it's not a complete rye whiskey.
Right. I got
But
it.
it has a very high rye content, makes it a high rye whiskey
Yeah. Okay.
instead
So
of a
that's-
rye whiskey.
And that was 49?
49%, yes. And you definitely taste this, and it's not. I mean, it's not bad. And note their claim to fame is farm to bottle. They actually have they still own a farm in Vermont, and they have the mascots are 2 pigs. I guess that's where Whistle Pig comes from.
Okay.
I don't remember the 2 pigs' names. I tried to remember those, but I didn't remember them.
Whistle pig. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, before we get started, I got one other cool thing I seen. Though I went to Marion the other day. I had to either go to Johnson, Tennessee, to go to some place like Lowe's, or to McDowell County, 2 counties over, to go to Lowe's. Went to McDowell County and Marion, stopped at ABC store what they had, and found this. And I'm going to hold it up to tell the viewer side of it. But it is look at that. It is a lock that goes on top of the whiskey bottle. It has a
check that
3-digit
out.
code. You can set the code, and that keeps little
Where'd you get
Junior
that?
out of your whiskey when you're not home.
Where'd you get that?
Heck yeah.
Is they're giving away free down in McDowell County
Let me see
ABC.
let me see the back end of that. Where you put
Yeah,
it
I'm
on
holding
the
up.
bottle.
Of course, you got
The other end, the other side. I want to see where it goes on the bottle.
yeah, it just fits
Does
around
that
the bottle.
Does that fit all bottles? I mean, is that?
Well, no, it doesn't fit. I was going to actually put it on the Whistle Pig, but it won't fit it. But
Oh, check it out. It opens up too.
yeah, it opens
Okay.
up. The
That's
little button
pretty
opens
cool.
up and locks it, and you can lock those little 3-digit number and
Oh wow.
keep
Yeah, it
Junior
opens
out
up.
of your whiskey.
Yeah, it opens up like a lock, folks. You put the combination on top, three-digit combination, like you're doing on the old change. We used to lock our bikes up, right?
Yeah,
For those of us who remember that.
yeah, it's pretty cool. They gave it away free, and for the non-whiskey drinkers, maybe you drink wine, it would definitely fit a wine bottle.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty smart.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
yeah. I snagged it up. Thought I'd bring it on the show. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, man.
You ready to jump into this shit? Let's do it. Wanted to touch on the Mississippi legislature, man. Looks like they killed the bill for bounty hunters to help with rounding up illegal aliens. So we talked about it on the last podcast, guys. They were thinking about giving $1,000 a head. And I hate to make it sound like they're hunting animals or something. They're not. They're hunting, they're after people in the country.
They're hunting
illegally.
criminals.
Yeah, well, and they're criminals. They're federal criminal, right? Because they crossed the border illegally, so it's a federal offense, blah, blah, blah. And they just, Mississippi said, nah, not for us. So it got killed in the legislature. So my issue is, and what I thought about when I thought about this bill, what's the difference between bondsmen, guys, and bail bondsmen?
I was going to say that very thing. You wonder what they call, their definition of a bounty hunter in that state. As opposed to our state here in North Carolina or Alabama. Right. We call them bondsmen here. If you skip bond, bondsmen have a lot of authority to come in your house and grab you and try to find you, or whatever.
And bondsmen are hunting you to reclaim the bounty, the money that you skipped out on.
I'm just
it's the same word. It's the same definition for two different terms.
So I'm wondering if that's what they call their bondsmen there. And what state was this? Mississippi.
Mississippi.
It's Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next door.
So
it just ruined my retirement job.
Yeah, there you go. But I thought, I actually think just the verbiage is too harsh. Like, I don't think they wanted to say that there's bounty hunters hunting people in Mississippi, because that would lead to Mississippi's already reputation of being a backwoods type of place. You know what I mean? But it was House Bill 1484. It was sought to create Mississippi legal alien certified bounty hunter program. So we're going to have a whole program, folks, and they were going to they're going to let people go ahead and sign up, get trained, and help with the deportation of the illegal immigrants in Kentucky.
Yeah, and I just looked it up, and the difference is they call their bondsmen professional bond agents, not bounty hunters.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean it's just
I think
wording,
you're right?
Because
it's
the same.
Different, it would have had a better
just
chance of going through.
I just think the country's not really wanting to have bounty hunters hunting illegal immigrants.
When you say that, man, I picture the old West.
Yeah, I can see liberals' heads exploding. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what have we seen on TV for so many years with bounty hunters?
Who was that? Who was that? The dog? What was it? Was he a bondsman?
Bounty hunter.
Dog
the bounty hunter.
And that's in people's heads too.
Yeah,
because that has been,
that dude didn't carry guns though.
No. He carried a giant pepper spray.
Giant pepper spray, yeah, and he always wore the open shirt showing his chest and stuff.
Yeah, had the long, bleached blonde, almost white hair.
Yeah, that's what your hair would look like, Slow, if you grew it out, man.
I still let it grow out and come on back over the tops of beans.
You could be slow, right? You could be slow dog. you could be slow dog. Yeah, but anyway,
the bounty hunter from
that slow dog,
the
bounty hunter, shootout. Oh, what a cool fucking name from Shootout
You could start your
Mountain.
own. You could have a separate podcast.
What if you told somebody, "Hey, Slow Dog's coming to get you"?
Hey, now, I don't give the name. I guess I don't care to give the name. But I was talking about doing a second podcast from up here, just with the interviewing the mountain people and stuff, and call it "Drinking with Sasquatch."
The last time you said something about Sasquatch got you in deep shit.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You piss some people off up there. We'll never see you again.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you make the wrong people.
Oh, you talking about the captain, the old captain that left Gastonia PD and went to Pineville?
Mount Holly.
Yeah, it's definitely Sasquatch.
Definitely Sasquatch. Anyway, they were saying Mississippi probably has close to 22,000 undocumented immigrants are in the state. They're estimating. It's not a lot. Only 22,000 as compared to the, when they say there's upwards of 15, 20 million in the country. I guess Mississippi's not doing too bad.
Well, Mitchell County, the county I'm living in, is less than 15,000 people in the whole county. Yeah. So when you say 22,000, that's a lot for us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. I'm not trying to talking bad about a state, but I had been through Mississippi. Going from here to Memphis, you kind of have to pass through it.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through some spots, brother, that I'm like, I don't want to be broke down. You know, it's like, you know, you hear the old term sundown towns.
You know, you broke down or broke back.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like swamps, fields for miles. I mean, we'd go like 45 minutes with no cell phone service.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, you could just see this history playing out in the past.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is pretty backwards.
Yeah, because a lot of the civil rights guys, especially that one story, with the three civil right acts in Mississippi Burning was the movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie?
Oh yeah, it was a good
I
movie.
watched it several times.
Yeah, the three guys went down to Mississippi and they were actually killed and shot and hung.
That's
or whatever.
based off a true story.
You know, absolutely, yeah. And Gene Hackman was in there. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
But that was Mississippi. And think about that, dude. One of those long country roads at night, and all of a sudden headlights come up in the back, and a bunch of fucking guys in a pickup truck yelling, "Dude, what do you do?" And that's why I'm a proposed concealed carry kind of guy.
Oh yeah, no, I agree completely. Hey, and just a caveat to that, you know, I've had a camper up here in Mitchell County, up here way in the heart of the mountains, Appalachian Mountains, since 2007, and now progressed into buying a home here, and moving full time, and they told me I would never be one of them.
Well, I tell you, I've gone through, and this is not even as much as where you are, but I've gone through Kaiser, where Millwood lives.
Oh yeah,
and I stopped at the gas station, and I got a Hoyt bow and arrow hat on, and Carhartt and boots, and a Ford F-250, and a beard, and they're like,
you fit right in up here, brother.
And they didn't. I wasn't one of theirs, and they didn't care if I fit in the look.
Oh no,
it didn't matter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I tell you, when I first used to go to the country store, been there since 1926. And, you know, it's the old country store. The floor's on the left. It's got great big giant potbelly stove in the middle of the place, and you know these guys suspender stuff sitting all around it. Used to when I walk in, they get quiet.
Oh,
and it got to where they'd still talk, but I wasn't included in the conversation. I could sit there and kind of outskirts and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like I said, I moved it, when I bought full time here. I asked one of the guys that was born here and said, "Hey man, how long before I'm one of you guys? Been here since 2007." He goes, "Never. If you ain't born here, you never."
Never.
What?
Never.
Like when you walk in, the sergeant walks in.
You're an immigrant.
Like,
Yeah.
Slo's an immigrant. You're an immigrant in America, Slow.
I'm wondering why they ain't checked for my papers yet.
There you go.
North Carolina passes that bill, I'm going to shoot out mountain.
That's it. But all right, guys. So I just wanted to touch base on the bounty hunter thing. So it looks like he got shot now. So that's what it is. One
more thing. The funny thing about it is he said, "We ain't sure you one of us or not." They said, "Smile." They said, "Now you get all your teeth. You ain't one of us."
You know, Slow would have a problem doing that.
What's that?
He had a chance to take an immigrant back, and he messed it up.
When was this?
The handcuff guy.
Oh yeah. We told that story. I think we told that story. Want to tell that story on here before?
We have talked about that one.
It's a Hispanic guy right there. I'm telling you, he's your size. Biggest friggin' Hispanic fella I ever seen. Huge.
Right.
And we're all, working this night, and it was Southern. Who else were the other officers? Two officers got in a fight with this guy. Adam Wilson. Both these are fairly good-sized guys, too.
Right.
Vehicle stopped. The guy jumps and runs down the middle of Limeberger Park, middle of the night.
You know where that is?
Right down the road from my house.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, it was so dark, we could hear them fighting, but we couldn't find them. That's how dark it was down there.
Oh, wow.
We finally, long story short, we finally get the guy, and we had to get old school on him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my partner, Kale Light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
we had to
the 12 battery light.
Oh yeah,
his cousin is Stream.
We used him to persuade this guy to finally put his hands behind his back.
Yes.
And he'll get there and he shoots, almost couldn't get his handcuffs. And everybody's pissed off with that to fight this big old fella. And he's holding his own against 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah.
And we started telling him, "Boy, you better kiss Mama goodbye. I hope you kiss her goodbye if you left the house, because you ain't gonna see no more, because you're getting deported." He was illegal. We kept that up so much, we put him in a patrol car. He bolts, run down the middle of Chestnut with handcuffs behind his back. We're all can't chase because we're laughing hard.
No shit.
That's what I told Robbie Bryson. I said, "Well, y'all taught him into running. I'd have ran too."
Yeah. I'm in handcuffs. You're telling me, when we get you back to the police precinct, we're going to hang you from a tree. I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying?
So they had called me out there because a couple of the officers lost their extra magazines for their gun in the scuffle.
Oh yeah, it was
So I
terrible. They
bring
started
dog
fighting
out
at the top of the
there,
hill and
articles
rolled all the way
from
down to the
dog
creek.
Try to find them. We find them, and I leave, and I'm gone. I've got to put the dog back in the car, and I hear him like, "Can you come back?" What happened? He was handcuffed.
I tell you, I never realized. I always wondered all the stuff in Charlotte, at least, from CMPD. I always wore uniforms that were, I started back in '93, '94, and I found it in there. Always like I'm going to an office, like the office look. When I'm out there wrestling around with people, like it's the most uncomfortable get-up to wear. Mm-hmm. The button-down shirt, the tuck-in the shirt stays. Everything's so uncomfortable. It's not a very good fighting uniform. Yeah, so after you're done fighting, you got to walk around like breadcrumbs and find all your shit. There's your handcuff key. There's your radio's over there. Your handcuff, your mic, if you had one on your shoulders, wrapped around your neck 3 or 4 fucking times. I mean, it's like so like at a disadvantage right from the get go. I just never understood why they didn't.
Falls down and wraps around your leg. You're trying to run.
Yeah, I just think it's so much better going to those BDUs. With the vests.
I agree.
I think they've come a long way with that. I'm a big proponent of it because, I don't care about looking professional. You can look professional in BDUs with that vest on and look squared away. Mm-hmm. I don't need my officers looking professional like they're going to a officer banquet and then they're out here rolling around with homeboy over here. I want them comfortable and ready to go. You know what I mean? and
able to function,
to run.
able to,
and just to run. Think about running in that stuff. It's ridiculous.
You got to worry about with your guns, where your gun's going to be.
Everything.
Well, I'll tell you, too, when we first started in 1986, we wore patent leather 24/7.
I know.
Try to catch a slim guy, 145 pounds in tennis shoes, wearing patent leather, body vest, and all that equipment. You're not going to catch him.
Yep. You were definitely at a disadvantage in all that. I when you said dropping all your stuff, you had to fight the guy and you drop. Man, I used to lose so much stuff in those tussles with people, man. It was because the first thing they do is they grab, they pull your badge off your shirt, like just everything, Well, and now with the BDUs, you have that sewed on badge, like so nothing can be pulled off. A lot of smart things, just for.
Oh, you're exactly right.
And I don't think
really highly functional things now.
Yeah, and I don't think you sacrifice professionalism to do that because if you're a working cop on the street, that should be priority number one. Not looking professional. When you go to court, you can wear your other uniform. Yeah. If they're that. If they're that.
You class A for court things of that nature, then class B
funerals
for
and shit. Right.
Because I had an old school lieutenant when I was in rookie school, and he made the comment. He said, "You got to go get dressed up to handle garbage."
That's true.
You get dressed up to go handle it. I was like, "Yeah, pretty much, yeah."
Wow. All right.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, you paint a picture. Lineberger Park, they started fighting this guy. He's of course on the road, which is what. It's a 2-way, 5-lane with the turn lane, right. And he runs into Lineberger Park, and there's a parking lot at the very top of the hill, and there's a very steep hill all the way down to the creek. And they start at the top, and they roll this hill all the way down to the creek.
Shit. I used to play basketball at that basketball court right there with my son, and with the ball would go over the fence. We'd have a hell because it would go all the way down that fucking hill.
Yeah.
And past the creek, we'd have to chase it down. But I can imagine fighting a big dude like that down there.
Biggest Hispanic fella I have ever seen. He could pick the apples from the top of the tree.
Yeah, because you know what, and we're not banging on Hispanics being small, but they're usually not real tall and large fellas. They're usually
God bless them. They work like it's their last day on earth, man. I'll tell you.
Absolutely. It's not a that. I'm just saying. Most of the time I'm taller and bigger than most of the Hispanic gentlemen I run into. But to see a guy my size, man, I'd be like, holy shit, Mm-hmm. But alrighty, guys, let's move on. How about Luigi? Do we remember Luigi, guys? Do our fans remember Luigi? The man who shot the United Healthcare CEO in New York right out front of the hotel as he was walking out. Do we remember that guy?
Yeah, premeditated, first-degree murder.
Right. And he was, according to the females, he's a handsome guy. And they showed him a picture with his shirt off. He's got these nice little abs going on. And I guess everybody's just saying they kind of took to him a little bit because they said, well, some people even said the CEO of the drug company deserves it, the insurance company.
Yeah, are they like modern him like a hero or something? The Robin Hood of crime? I don't know.
Because
I think they are.
Like the CEO, like the CEO guy is responsible for turning down coverage for these different things, and he's not. He's just the CEO of the company, but. People were saying almost like he deserved to die or he deserved it.
And you can never blame somebody for climbing the ladder, man. God bless him. I'm glad he's making the mount. Make what 100 what, $1.5 million a year or something like that?
I don't know.
I would make $1.5 million a year if I could.
Yeah, I mean, it's like blaming our police chief for something that something that happens downstream on an officer on a call for service. It's not the chief's fault. I know the buck stops with the guy at the top. I understand that technically, and that goes for like how you do the job, the rules, what do we have, guys? What am I looking for? Our the things we live by in policing. Our
Code of ethics.
Code of ethics, right? Our rules and regs, so to speak, right? On how we do the job. And if we don't do the job right, we get held accountable, and I get all that. But this guy was just walking that, just shot him in, and Luigi wasn't with United Healthcare. He didn't have any kind of insurance with him. He just, I guess he was pissed off. Now there was rumors, guys, he had a surgery on his back that didn't go real great. Maybe he had some troubles with that. They were talking about, and they showed some X-ray of some weird looking back procedure that he might have had done. But anyway, long story short, he has accepted nearly $300,000 in donations from fans as he awaits trial for allegedly killing Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, well, good for his attorney. He'll get all that.
Yeah, I guess it was. Do you guys know? Was it a GoFundMe page, or I wonder what it was, or are they just sending them money in envelopes and shit?
If I had to, I don't know, Rod, but if I had to guess, I'd say it probably was a GoFundMe.
Well, he's got to pay taxes on that.
Yeah, it said fundraiser for Give Send Go for Luigi's legal defense. Said in a post that had made contact with the legal team, which accepted $297,000 raised by the campaign to pay the accused killer's legal bills. Wow. So, he's getting a little help with that. By the way, his family is a very rich Italian family, so he doesn't really need it. He's got a really good attorney, but hey, you know what? And it says it came from more than 10,000 individual donors.
Oh,
so
wow.
that means everybody's giving about $30, right, or something, or $3. $3. So I don't know. Yeah, 300,000, right? 10,000 into there. Yeah. So just a lot of people giving small donations, but he's got a big following, guys. 10,000 people want to help him beat the rap. So I don't know, any comments on that? What are you guys thinking? God bless America, or what? What do you think?
Well, I tell you, you hear about this all the time. Especially you watching these TV stuff where these guys on death row have women want to marry them. They start a pen pal type thing. Want to marry a murderer on death row?
Yeah.
What is that for? Is that for like popularity, or what? Wonder why?
Or are they just so broken themselves, these women, that they don't, or is it a safe because the guy's locked up and they can't hurt them? I mean, I don't know what the hell the deal is.
Hey, well, you know where he is at night.
What's that?
You know,
he's not out cheating on you unless he's with his cellmate.
Well, he's not cheating on you with a girl.
Exactly.
It might be Bubba.
Exactly.
Come here.
Yeah, I figured out. My math was off. $30 each. So the minimum donation was $30 each, guys. I just had to do it on a calculator. I got messed up with the zeros. So 10,000 people, average $30. Yeah. So it is what it is. So apparently his trial, I'm not sure when it's coming up here. I'm trying to see here, but sometimes I question. But, we got all kinds in the country, guys, kinds of people. I wouldn't send money for a accused killer like that, especially since I saw the video, being ex-police, and all that. That's not the way you go about things, shooting people in the back like that. And I think he left behind a wife. I'm not sure they were still together, but a wife and child. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it's premeditated. He had to, know about the conference, know the guy's going to be there, know where he's staying. Everything. So he had to do a lot of homework to.
A lot. It was very much thought out.
And he wasn't too uptight about it, because remember the girl at the coffee shop wanted him to pull down his mask to show him his face, and he smiled. That's how we got a picture of him. Remember that? Yeah. So he was just getting a coffee, waiting across the street for the guy to come out of the hotel, and shot him in the back with that gun that he printed off of the computer, that ghost gun, remember?
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he used a ghost gun. And then they ended up catching him in that fast food place, like a McDonald's or a Hardee's.
Yeah, Senator trying to eat his biscuit.
Like Atlanta?
No, it wasn't a biscuit. It was a damn hash brown, that greasy hash brown in the wrapper. He's like this. And the cops come up on him. Yeah, so anyway. So, yeah, he's... it says here, we're thrilled the money was raised by his campaign. We'll go forward building a strongest possible defense against these insulting charges. How are the charges insulting? I mean, listen, I know everybody's entitled to a trial, but we watched him shoot the man in the back. Like,
but being his attorney, you want your attorney to say that. You know what I'm saying?
But insulting charges, I wouldn't say that. I would have said something. We look forward to fighting against these
bogus
current charges. Yeah, these charges.
Bogus charges.
Yeah.
He's innocent.
Yeah. Unless they're going to say that wasn't him in the video. But then again, he was wearing the same damn clothes when they caught him. And he had the gun. And he was... anyway, so, Luigi, good for you, man. $300K. Wow.
Yeah, good for his... Like his turn will get that, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's turning to get that. But like I said, he's got plenty of money. So, but hey, people want to send money. They want to send money. They can do whatever they want.
Well, they can send to Bourbon and Badges.
Yeah. I mean,
The
seriously,
podcast.
guys. At some point, we're going to need a legal defense because this show's going down.
All right, we've already been in YouTube jail, so
yeah,
I'm sure it's going to happen again.
I know. We're going to have to pay YouTube. Yeah, to get the fuck out. Yeah.
I had to take a class.
Because of the Rodnator.
On how to,
you know, it was because of me.
It can't be any worse than the night we did the drinking game.
On empathy and something else on the.
Yeah, yeah. My buddy Ross, who listens to the show, said, "Yeah, I don't know if they remember, Doe, take a drink every time I curse." And I don't know. I think Slow Ride kept the tally of 16, and we were just freaking like blottoed. Yeah, because I think I upped it a little bit because I knew it was there. You know, so
it was right there with the old gummy bears.
Whenever I got thirsty, I just dropped an F-bomb, so we all had to drink. But all right, guys, we done with Luigi?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. Last podcast, I woke up downstairs, hands tied behind my back, a bunch of little gummy bears circling me, with a little Indian headgear on in front of the fireplace.
Well, you did tell.
What it is it Rod? The three monkeys? You're not able to see.
Yeah. Well, you do know during the podcast you mentioned how one of your gummy bears escaped out of the bowl.
Oh yeah, jumped right off the edge. I thought it committed suicide, but
yeah. That guy was going to come back to haunt you.
Oh, yeah. 3 hours later, I found him over in the corner smoking pot downstairs.
He starts out picking them out one at a time. It ends up like the milk in the cereal bowl.
Oh, yeah. She got a spoon. I had a fork, and she had a spoon to get that little syrupy stuff going on.
Do you still got it in the fridge? Is it still
Oh, yeah. It's just back in there. I'm just going to add some more gummy bears after the last podcast. Takes about 2 months. I'm telling you, audience, you need to try it. Gummy bears, 100 proof, no flavored moonshine on top of that thing. Just keep stirring it up every time you open up the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And it gets almost like a jelly.
Is it kind of like the jungle juice when you put the fruit in the jungle juice?
Yeah, it's like that, man. But the gummy bears kind of get like a little, swollen a little bit from sucking up all that alcohol.
Yeah, like a sponge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, and the flavor is flavored by the gummy bears. It's really, really good.
I thought, what is that stuff they used to make in college, Rod?
Jungle juice.
Yeah, but there was another name for it too.
I about said it.
Yeah, there was
Everclear.
We used to call it jungle juice. We put all the Everclear was in it, but we used to put all the 5 clear liquors
was it fruit
in
punch?
it and a bunch of fruit.
I don't
put a bunch of fruit in it too.
Put it in a big trash can.
Yeah, it was funny. And then the young ladies would eat the fruit and go, "I'm not gonna drink that because it's nasty, but I'm gonna eat the fruit." And the fruit's full of the shit. So after like 3 strawberries, she's like, "Brr," she looked like Slow after the gummy bears.
We did that very thing at Officer Mike Harden's bachelor party.
Oh Lord!
30-gallon trash can, and we filled that thing about half full.
Yep.
Now I've taken bourbon and put cherries in it and set it for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
There's lots of things you can be creative with it, guys. I guess when you come right down to it. But all right, moving on, guys. Next story. A New Jersey driver awarded $13 million after state troopers mistakenly believed her stroke, she was having a stroke, was a sign of intoxication. So, question, guys. Do you think you could tell the difference between an intoxicated person and one? First, have you guys all seen somebody have a stroke? Unfortunately, I mean, I have.
Yes, I have.
You guys? It's pretty distinct.
CVA, cerebral vascular accident, what a stroke is.
Is that okay? Nice. Slow with the big brain today. Nice.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, that's a first.
I just seen because there's different signs of strokes. And that, but signs are a droop on the side of the face and different things like that, and it's just distinctly different than someone just acting a fool or being drunk.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know that I would ever mistake that, but.
And here's another thing too. In the article, it is the article, but I got this off Fox, so I fairly trust it. It says she pulled out of her house to go to work, and 30 minutes later, after she had left her house. He finds her, evidently on the side of the road, pulled over, stopped. So, my thing is, we also have the whole thing, she's not driving now. And then you look at all the signs of what a stroke could be. I would think it would be reasonable for an officer to be able to distinguish that.
Yeah, you definitely got you don't have the odor of alcohol like you would if he's diabetic. The
Correct.
acetosis is what it's called. I think, that
Right.
gives that sweet, off the breath and stuff. We had something similar happen here in Spruce Pine. 3 of their officers at the local Walmart had something very similar to that happen. They ended up having to fight this guy, and I can't remember what his medical condition was, but it's a medical condition, not a criminal act on the driver's part. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how the outcome. I don't know how it turned out with those Spruce Pine officers.
Well, if you think about that too, Slow, and I know you know this, Rod, the case law that we have talked about, I can't remember which one it was, but they used to always do it in our in-service. There was a case in Charlotte. Do you remember that? Where the guy come out of the store, he was trying to get orange juice, and they followed him.
I do remember
He
something.
got hurt really bad.
No, he went into one store, couldn't find it, left, went to the next store, and found it. And I think he went out without paying for it. And getting his
That's right. That's right. Now I remember that. He ran out of the store, and he got in a car. Did they take off and have a small chase or something? Or,
They followed him, but they stopped him and followed him somehow or another. I don't know if it was a chase or what, but yeah.
That's right. It was over orange juice. I remember that now.
He was having a
He
diabetic reaction.
He needed sugar. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And he got hurt. There's case, because I remember that was one they always talked about every year.
That's right. That's true. But
I
this
can't
one
remember
here
which
says,
but it was CMPD, I believe.
yeah, I was. This one here says she got awarded $13 million after some of the details, guys, because we talked about it here a little bit. But she was 57 and having a stroke on October 17th of 2017. When she pulled a vehicle over on Route 78, she was traveling from her home in New Jersey City, and apparently, according to the lawsuit, New Jersey police stopped a trooper found her 30 minutes later with vomit. So these are the things that would indicate to me that it might be a stroke. The trooper found her about 30 minutes later with vomit on her face, and she was only able to answer questions yes or no. She was experiencing facial drooping. That's the one that's a dead giveaway to me.
Yeah.
A symptom of a stroke, and was unable to control her body and motor function. But the trooper claimed she was playing games and made the arrest, according to the lawsuit. But what happened, guys, is her eyelids were also drooping and having trouble holding herself up. Dude, that's a total medic call right there. You let medic come, you let her check her out at least, let them make the decision on what's going on with her. You could still take her for a DWI, right? You agree? You
always go to hospital and draw blood.
Right, exactly right. Well, the Lord's the problem is the delay. The trooper delayed her getting treatment for the stroke as well. So think about that, because he took her to jail as if it was intoxication. So I think that added to the lawsuit as well. It says the lawsuit describes the trooper's conduct as so outrageous in character and so extreme in a degree as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency, and is regarded as an atrocious and utterly intolerable in civilized community. Any ordinary human being observing this lady would have immediately recognized and called for emergency medical care. That's what I agree with. When you are so arrogant that you say, you're faking it or whatever, listen, it doesn't matter. I've seen people who are faking it, not faking it, but if it looks anything like they need medic, I called them because it's called CYA.
Oh, yeah.
Cover your ass.
And Ty always goes to the bad guy.
Exactly right.
If you are that consumed, and this isn't for conversation for another later time, but if you're that consumed about getting one more fucking number that you're going to do something like that, I have a real problem with that.
Yeah, because, at the end of the
That's not
day,
why we do this job.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, my life doesn't end if I don't get this DWI arrest or if this. I don't care. The thing that I was able to get in my head at a very young age is I never took anything with regards to policing. Is I never took anything personally. I always knew bad guys were out there doing bad things. People were drinking and driving, and that's what they do. The bad guys do bad things. They try to get away with it, right? People drink and drive. They try to get away with it. I get that. And they're going to try to talk their way out of it. I get that. It's nothing personal. That's what they're going to do to whoever's standing over here with the badge. So I don't take it personally. They're trying to do their job of being a degenerate, and I'm trying to do my job of enforcing the law.
They keep us gainfully employed.
Exactly right. So if I find somebody who I even ask me for medic, I call medic. And then medic can say, they don't need us. I go, great, nice. And then I can write it in my little report. Medic checked them out, gave them clearance, and I took them to jail. And I'm covered, you know?
That's and here's another thing, too. At this day and age, in 2017, I would have been shocked if the New Jersey Highway Patrol did not have body cams.
Oh, really?
I mean, I've been shocked that they didn't. You know, when he pulled up to her,
yeah,
all that should have been on body cam.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm hoping they do.
If you're that driven that you have to make that arrest, get her medical treatment, do a blood draw, and you can, if she truly was, if that's truly what was going on, you can charge her later.
Yeah, you got your evidence that way, and you can charge her later.
Going on, you have gotten her help.
Absolutely. Now, listen, guys. This is Ryan's mother said the delay in treatment led to her suffering the death of significant brain function and permanent lifelong disability from not getting treatment. That was actually diagnosed by a doctor. That's what happened as a result of the delay.
And they only got $13 million?
They got $13 million.
That seems kind of low for that, I would think. I mean, that's good figures, don't get me wrong. But
here's the
she was, 1 second, though. Let me interrupt you. She was initially awarded $19.1 million. $5 million for pain and suffering, $6 million for emotional distress, $6.5 million for medical care, and $1.6 million for loss of income. But the total was later reduced because of her pre-existing condition, according to New Jersey. Nearly $350,000 in medical expenses and more than $1 million in other related costs were added to the final payment, which ended up being $12.9 million. The outlet noted. So, yeah, wow. So. Lifelong disability, guys. That's fucking crazy. How much is that worth to you? You know, how much is that worth to you?
Well, it ain't worth his salary because he ain't getting it anymore.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And you get something like that, you're not only, other than the obvious, you take away the obvious, so we talk about her health, her safety, and all those kind of things. He's never going to work his police again.
No.
Not after he's sued and lost like that.
Dude, his judgment sucks. It's either his judgment or his arrogance as a trooper.
Well, even his work in good faith, now he's got to deal with that. He's got to live with that. He permanently helped this lady be, permanently disabled.
Yeah, that'd be terrible because you're supposed to help like a doctor, do no harm. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. No different than the Hippocratic Oath, really, in a way. We're supposed to do no fucking harm. We're supposed to help people, you know?
Yeah, and you take all that away, he could have helped her. He could have got her, he could have literally helped her and been a shining star because he helped this lady.
Yeah, could have been a hero instead of a zero. Yep.
Plus, in another token, he could have been there taking a real bad guy to jail. Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's so many facets to that where he just.
That's the reason.
Where he fucked up.
That's the reason I can't stand. I'm sorry, so the badge heavy officer is one of the most dangerous people. Whether it's a trooper, whether it's a city cop, county, whatever.
Did it say how long this guy's been on the force?
I didn't say no.
I just
can't. I just don't like the
affects. You know who it affects?
Yeah. Sure. Oh no, it affects everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
A badge heavy officer will give a police department a bad reputation. I've said it before. Sometimes people get pulled over by Dobie Dog, me, or Slow, and that's the only encounter they'll ever have with a police officer their entire life because they're law-abiding citizens. And if we're dicks on that traffic stop, that's going to be their opinion of police for the rest of their lives. Our cops are assholes, and there's no need for that. You know, there's no need for that.
And I am 100% proactive. I mean, I worked in street crimes with people who don't know it. Street crime is basically a street level drug interdiction dealing with dope dealers, gangbangers, and all that. And that was, along with K9, that was my bread and butter, and that's getting real bad guys. Mm-hmm. I'm for that, but you got to do the right thing. You can't take away people's rights when they don't deserve it, and you can't treat them like shit.
Right.
There's not have no problem with handing out use of force when it needs to.
An example of that in a much lower scale. I think I may have talked this on the podcast before too. I'm behind a lady. She pulls up, makes a left-hand turn off of a side road onto 2974. Basically she makes a right-hand turn on red. She just doesn't stop. Now, I'm familiar with the intersection. I've been there 100 times, so I followed for a few minutes, run her, tagging her stuff, and ended up stopping her. And she says, officer, says, I promise you I had a green light. I says, no, ma'am, I was behind you. It was red, as red as could be. And she said, it was a turn lane. It was a turn light. So no, ma'am, there's never been a turn lane there. There's never been a turn light there. The arrow, green arrow. Mm-hmm. And she kept saying, officer, I understand if you do what you got to do, but I promise you. And I said, you know what? You're so convinced that you had a green light or a turn signal light. Mm-hmm. So I give benefit of the doubt. I go back and I look at the intersection. They had just installed a right turn light. But I was looking at that red light, but that right-hand turn, they had put in a turn arrow. So she was 100% right.
Yeah, and she was nice about it, though, too, right?
Yeah, and she got the benefit of the doubt. She was so convinced. Yeah, ma'am, I know I'm right, which I was not. Mm-hmm. Let her go and thank her for her time.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, so.
Heck yeah.
Even if she had lied, she got by with around a red light. Ooh, big deal,
Exactly, and that's what I mean by you don't take it personally. Who cares?
And that statement there, Rod, is a huge statement. Don't take it personally, because here's the thing, and I'm kind of going back to street crime stuff a little bit, but we dealt with known dopers, known dope dealers, known gang members, and they knew we were the gray shirts. We were street crimes. They knew it. Some of them didn't like us.
And tell our viewers, Double D, why they call you gray shirts?
They wore gray shirts because we wore a different color shirt. Our shirt was gray
to
distinguish us from the other officers. And we were out there being proactive every night. Their thing when they came in was find dope, money, guns. But these regular drug dealers that go in and out of prison, cat and mouse game to them. They know it's street, it's the gray shirts.
Yeah.
They're going to catch us sometimes. They're not. They get my dope. They get pissed about it, but they gone.
Getting caught is part of doing business.
That's the lifestyle they lead. And it's not personal. It's a game to some of them because they know they try to outsmart us. We're trying to outsmart them.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
I used to always tell the guys too on the briefing, if we've been saying it's not personal. They're not fighting you. They're fighting that badge. Mm-hmm. I tell you, if you had to knock somebody down, once you get them handcuffed, pick them up, dust them off.
Yep.
It's not personal.
Yep. Exactly right.
100%.
We said it's on until the handcuffs go on, and once the handcuffs are on, it's over.
Oh yeah.
That's it. If I'm fighting somebody, but once the handcuffs are on, I'll pick you up, brush you off, I'll put you, get you right, and talk to you like you want a cigarette, maybe let you smoke a cigarette, whatever, But
and people don't realize too how far some officers don't get it, how far that being nice goes. And when I was in the street and myself, we'd carry pack of cigarettes in the car. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I've got more confessions when I worked at the Detective Bureau with the cigarette out back of the PD than I ever did in that interview room.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to ask them a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to jail and they just start talking, tell you stuff, and you're not having to Miranda them. They just talk.
I got one
they
for
get a
you.
smoke.
I got even a better one. I got a good one for you. I back up a guy on a traffic stop. So, long story short, he pulls out the female who's in the driver's seat. She's pregnant, sits her on the curb after he pats her down. Then he says, "Hey, just watch her for a second." And he goes up and gets the guy out of the passenger seat. Squirrely looking dude, whatever. Gets him out. He pats him down and puts him in the back of the car, puts him in the back of his car. He says, just stand by with him and her, and I'll go search the car. Well, he goes up and searches, finds cocaine and all this other stuff. And I'm standing by the window of the back seat of the cruiser with it down, with the bars in the window. There's bars, but the window's down. And I'm 2 feet from the guy who was in the passenger seat. And the girl's on the curb right there in front of me. And I looked at her, and she was kind of uncomfortable sitting on the curb, black female, big belly. And I was like, hey, you want to come here? I'll let you sit in the car on a cushioned seat, make you feel better. She goes, oh, okay, that'd be great. So I opened the door, and I let her sit in the front seat of the cruiser with the door open, just so she doesn't have to sit on the curb.
Yeah.
So the guy, my boy, finishes up there and finds a little bag of dope, cocaine, and finds the guy's wallet that has his Rikers Island inmate card in it. He just got out of jail and came to North Carolina to get away from stuff. And so we go to transport him to the team office. And I followed him over to the team office, and I transported him in my car because the girl was in my buddy's car. I get to my office, and I go, okay, Mike, you got it? Yep. So I'm leaving. I go out to my car. I go to my back seat where he was sitting. I pull the seat up as I do to search to make sure he didn't drop anything. And there's a 45 caliber fucking pistol.
Oh, wow.
Under my seat. So I went into the room where he was being questioned first up, and I said, where was the gun? Like, I wanted to know how he did it. And long story, after talking to him and get him to talk, he said it was deep down in his boot. And I said, okay. And since he was in the car, not handcuffed, guys, because he was just being detained, he was able to take the gun and slide it under the seat. And I said, just out of curiosity, why didn't you use that gun to try to get away? And he goes, well, I thought about shooting and killing you. And I said I was going to. And then reach out, just open the door and shoot the other guy and leave. But when you let my girl sit in the car to make her more comfortable, I decided not to kill you.
Hey, see, you're a human.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah, really?
Like, guys, he had me. I was standing right next to the car. I thought he was searched. Oh, and by the way, that guy, Mike, yeah, we had a little talk out back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Because that's not a little gun. He didn't miss a little gun, guys. He missed a 45.
Well, y'all had a years ago. I don't know if you were there at the jail or whatever. Y'all had an officer there. He was from Gastonia, but he worked for Charlotte. He was transporting a guy.
Was it Lyles?
Lyles, because the guy was Christmas Cunningham.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. I know that one. Yeah. Terry Lyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was from Gastonia.
He's transporting, missed the gun, and the guy in Christmas Cunningham shot him through the back seat, killed him.
Certainly did.
Yep, I remember that.
I believe I was
Dangerous job we had.
Yeah, but we all made it almost unscathed.
All right, talking about unscathed, guys, we're at 61 minutes. We got another topic to cover. You want to save for another day or go ahead and knock that topic out?
We're going to save for another day because I'm ready to relax and kick back a little bit. I had a long
Not always about you, Rodinator. Our listeners may want more bang for the buck.
Is our 12 fans screaming for more?
Well, they're screaming. I don't know if they want more, but they scream every time they listen to us.
Maybe
all right, then, guys. It's that time of night. Any shout-outs? Any that boys? Anything you want to throw out there?
Good show. I just, again, the Rooster in Gastonia, guys. Great club, great shows, live shows, music, reasonably priced. Great place. I just hope it keeps alive. So if you're anywhere in Gastonia, go see the Rooster on the weekends for some live
somebody
shows.
commented in the narrative down below the podcast, the YouTube thing is, they think that I'm sponsored by Knob Creek and you're sponsored by the Rooster.
I know. That's Ross. That's my boy Ross. Says, yeah, he's sponsored by the Rooster. I wish I was.
Dobby Dog?
I just go shout out to like this bourbon I got with the dogs on it. There's an excellent documentary about the war dogs from Vietnam. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but
yeah, I do too. I remember that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize a lot of those dogs went into Vietnam. They did it from like surplus property, left them. So shout out to all the people that do that, because a lot of times they're the tip of the spear, in and out.
Good deal.
So
I tell you, if you like what you see, like what you hear, please hit that like button, comment down below, and please hit subscribe. We need the love. And drink responsibly. We always said every at the end of the show, we always drink, but we're at home where we need to be. We moderately drink, and we're not going anywhere. And if you're suffering PTSD or you think you are, reach out and get some help.
That's it. Hound Dog, get your damn computer fixed.
That's been a Studio 77 production. All right, John, guys. You mean it's over? Well, shit.